Hello friends, welcome to my channel. So in the previous videos we have seen what is Maven, how to create a jar, how to create a project from command line, from Eclipse, so all these things. So today we'll be looking into Maven build life cycle. So today will be the last and the final video for Maven. So we'll be wrapping up with Maven today. Okay. So okay, so let me open a notepad. Okay. So what is Maven build life cycle? So as you know, Maven is based on the concept of build life cycle, which means the process of building and distributing a project is clearly defined. So how we need to handle the project and all from what all phases the project will go, that is already defined. So due to this okay, so one more thing, so this build life cycle is more prominent for developers, so others can skip. Okay, so but this is an interview question for dev as well, and automation testers as well. Okay, so it's good that you know it. Okay, so what is Maven life build life cycle? So as of now, I'll be writing it down, and post that I'll be explaining it. So the first step is, there is something called as bug life cycle or defect life cycle in testing. So similarly, Maven is also having a life cycle. So let's see what it is. So first one is validate. Second is compile, which we have seen what it is doing. Third is test, which we have seen again. Fourth is package, then integration test, then verify, then install, and then last one is deploy. So this is Maven build life cycle. Okay, one more thing in Maven build life cycle, that it is in hierarchical order, which means, let's say if you are executing install command, so it would be executing validate, compile, test, package, integration test, verify, and then it in the last it will be executing install command. So one more example, let's say you write a command mvn space test, so it would not directly run this command mvn space test, but at the backend it would be running mvn validate, mvn compile, and the third command which would be running is mvn space test. Okay, so I'm marking. So this was done. This compile we have already covered, and install I guess we have already covered, and what else? Yeah, that's all. Okay, so what is validate? So validate is to validate a project if everything is appropriate or not, that's all. If everything is up to date, everything is fine without errors and stuff like that, right? Then compile we have seen, test we have seen, then comes what is package. Package is used to package the code which you have compiled in the distributable format such as jar. Okay, so it will be creating a package for the same. Integration test, as of now I do not have any integration test for this project, else we have would have run it. So integration test command is used to run the integration test provided in the project. Okay, the next one is verify. What is verify? Verify is to run the checks to verify the package is valid, and it is it meeting the quality criteria or not. Install we have seen. The last one is deploy. Okay, so let's cover the install once more. So what is install? Install command will install the package into the local repository to be used as a dependency in other projects locally. Okay, so deploy, what is deploy? Deploy command is used in the integration or release environment, and mostly I'll say, and it is copies the final package to the remote repository for sharing with others, mostly with the developers and the project. So this is all which is called a Maven build life cycle. So that's all about the Maven build lifecycle. And we have seen one more command, which is Maven clean. So Maven clean is not a part of build lifecycle. Okay, so let's see some good things along with it. Okay, what I'll do is I will install a jar, and let's see what happens then. Hibernate, that's it. Okay, so I'll be adding the dependency in my project for Hibernate, and let's see what happens. So I'll copy it and have a look at the Maven dependencies. As of now, there are two dependencies, JUnit and Hamcrest. You must be wondering from where this Hamcrest core is coming. So let's have a look. Okay, so I have added it, and as soon as I'll save it, so have a look at the dependencies. So it will take a couple of seconds, or let's say maximum minute, I guess. So it is building. So that is completed, right? So as you have seen, I've just added a Hibernate jar, but along with that, many other jars are coming up in my Maven dependencies. So what are these? So these are called the transitive dependencies, which means these are dependent on hibernates. So as soon as I'll be adding a hibernate jar, so these all will be coming. So let's say if I do not want any of the jar, let's say I don't want anyone. So let's see, let's go to dependency hierarchy. So let's say I do not want JTA, right? So I'll just right click on it, and I'll say exclude, and I'll say okay, and let's see what happens in my pom.xml. So something called as exclusion is being added in my pom.xml, and JTA would get removed as of now. Yeah, it's gone, I guess. Yeah, it's gone. So let's say if you want JTA to be back, so you can remove this exclusion tag, right? So let me save it, and then after that what I'll do is I'll remove it. Yeah, it's done, and let's remove the exclusion tag. As soon as I'll remove it, JTA jar will come up in our project. So it's done. Where is the JTA jar? Cannot see it. Let me go to the dependency hierarchy. G88 must be some under some other jars. So hang on. So it must be somewhat here. Let me see. Mm, I'm not sure why this issue is coming. So let's remove one other jar. Let's say commons dot logging. Right. So and let's have a look on the commons dot login. What happens to it? So I guess I have clicked on lock transitive dependency. I'm not sure, but let's exclude it. I am pretty much sure it should be working now. So what I have done is commons login I have excluded. So let's save it. It would get removed from here. So let's see, commons, it is gone, and let's remove the exclusion tag, and it would appear. I guess I have logged it. Yeah, right. So commons logging. So you can go back to the video and have a look and comment down below, have I logged it or have I excluded? I'm not sure of it. Okay, so can be undone. Okay, fine. Okay, So there is something called as scope as well, right? You can see here, you can see something called as scope. So what is scope? For example, JUnit. JUnit is specifically for test, and if you want it to be related to only and only test, not to other source files, we do not want it to run for other source files. We would limit it to the scope of JUnit, which means we can give here as compile as well if we want that JUnit should be picked up during the compile phase of Maven build lifecycle. Right. So there are different scopes available. One is test. You have seen JUnit would be, so let's say if you are giving a test scope, so JUnit would be running only when the tests are executing. So that would be available only when the tests are executing. So other one is compile. So this is by default. Let's say if you are not giving any of the scope. So let's say if you remove it. So this is by default the default scope. So compile, so it is available in source as well as it is available in the test files. And let's say there are other scopes as well. One is called the runtime as well. So what is runtime? Which means now JUnit is only available at the runtime, as simple as that. Runtime, I guess everyone is aware of. Third one is provide. mm, I'm not sure the spelling. Provided, I guess. Yeah. The other one is provided, which is similar to compile, but it indicates that you expect the JDK or the container to provide the dependency at runtime. I guess that's clear. If not, let's take an example. For example, when building a web app for Java EE, you would set dependency on servlet API and the related Java EE API to scope provided, because the Java container provides those classes. So this scope is available only in compilation in test class path, but not in the transitive. Okay. So and one more thing, all these scopes are useful if a developer wants to develop an API which has an interface and its implementation. This way the developer can segregate, and if he wants to change the implementation, he can do this without touching the interface, and vice versa is also true. Okay, so I hope you like the Maven uh, series. Now I'll be picking up a DevOps series, which will be including the introduction to Linux, what are the Linux commands, what is a vagrant, and going forward we'll be covering Docker, Ansible, Kubernetes, and many other things. So if you like it, like the Maven series, please share the video, and please do like the video. Thank you so much for your time. Have a good day.